What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Board Games Are For Everybody, where today we're going to be taking a look at the solo mode for Shifting Stones, a game of tile and tactics. Tiles and tactics, not a single tile. Tiles, first and foremost, something we got to talk about here. Terrible box design. I hate this. The top box is actually shorter than the bottom box, and there's no reason for it. There's nothing like hanging over top of the box. It's just a shorter box. Unnecessary. Very annoying. Second thing we need to talk about, this box in general is unnecessary. Look at all this wasted space from this insert. You got your cards, you got your tiles. If you took them out, this is how much actual box space would be used. That's it. That is such a waste of space. Such a waste of space. So they wasted a bunch of box space, and they didn't make the box proportions correctly. That's just me ranting about things. It's an annoyance. Thought I would get it out of the way. We're gonna do the solo mode. I don't actually know how the solo mode works fully. I do partially know. We're gonna start by randomly laying out our tiles here. Just gonna close my eyes, shuffle them up, and then we're gonna place them down just in order, either upwards or upside down. Well, upside down, the opposite way. And then we'll see what our starting pattern is. So as far as I know for the solo mode, basically we have a time limit, like a turn limit, basically, that we need to get through. And in order to, I'm going to do this before I start trying to explain stuff. Okay, here is our starting, oh, everything's not straight. Here is our starting configuration. I'm going to just try and orient this better for the camera here. We're also going to need to still get the cards in play. Basically, I need to make a deck of 16 cards, which is different from the full amount of cards that would normally be in play. But there are only a certain amount of each card that needs to be in the game. Scoring, flipping, ending the game, solo variant. So assemble a mini deck of 16 pattern cards containing 8 1-point cards, 4 2-point cards, 3 3-point cards, and 1 5-point card. So let's get our decks split here. I did make sure to put everything into their individual piles here after we finished playing earlier, because I knew that I was gonna do the solo mode. So we need 8 ones. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 4 2s. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 3 3s and then 1 5. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And then we need 1 5. And this should be our mini deck of 16 cards. Let's go with this one in the middle here. Make sure we got 16, and then we'll shuffle this up. Presuming we have to shuffle it anyway. Oh, I didn't make sure we had 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards. All other setups remain the same. Standard gameplay rules apply with the following changes. If you end your turn without scoring a card, you gain a strike. The game ends in a loss if you collect 4 strikes The game ends in a win if you score all 16 cards before obtaining 4 strikes. So doing the 5 is going to be a pain. So basically, we want to score every card before the game ends, or before we get 4 strikes. So we need to score, well, we need to try and score a card every turn. Obviously, the higher point ones are going to be a little harder to do. Now, my question here is, normally you would discard a card in order to be able to move stuff. So how do I score cards if I have to discard them? I guess the discard just gets shuffled back, right? So we're going to have to try and, I guess we're going to have to try and make sure that stuff doesn't get too bent out of shape. Maybe we want to keep some of those, lower ones for the later turns, so that we can ensure, I think trying to go for bigger ones is going to be a better decision here as far as strikes go, because it'll be less to move by the end of the game. Okay, so we get a hand of 4 is what we start with here. I'm going to move this up a bit so I can put my hand at the bottom here and we can still see. And on our turn, we have a handful of actions we can make. However, we can only make up to 4 moves, since that is how many cards we have. There's that there. There's our tile guide. So on our turn, we can discard a card in order to move 2 tiles, to switch the space of 2 tiles. We can discard a card in order to flip a tile to its opposite side. Or we can discard a card in order to score it. So if something is already within scoring position, for example, this 1/1 is already in scoring position, so I may as well score this 1 card here. We will keep all of our scored cards on the right side here so we know what we've scored. But at the same time, I may not want to score that because I can use that as a discard to move stuff around that might be harder. Currently, this one is going to be a harder one to get, seeing as it's a 3. This one's also going to be a hard one to get. We can score this turn. We can't score this one this turn because I need to flip all the greens over in order to score it. But we can score this one this turn. So I think we're going to try and score this one. So the way that the game works, can I score it this turn? 1, 1, 1. No, because I can't flip it. I can score it next turn, though. I'd have to take a strike this turn to do that, though. That would be a pain. I don't really want to take a strike. I'm planning here while I'm explaining stuff. And I forgot what I was trying to explain, too. Man, I need to, if I'm explaining stuff, I just need to get it out right away. I thought that the plan would be to get the bigger ones out of the way first, use up strikes earlier on in the game, but maybe not. Maybe not. I think banking this green is actually going to be a good idea because it's going to allow us not to get a strike. Also, I have nothing to count my strikes. I'm just going to take 4 cards here. And these will be our strikes. We'll flip one over if we get a strike. So we're going to hit that green. Since it's the 2 patterns here, it's fine. Our pattern is met. We're not going to take a strike this turn. Now we want to try and set some stuff up for next turn. I want to keep this because we can get it set up pretty well. Purple is the blue. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to discard this white and we're going to shift this over. So that's going to get the green and the orange into place. I need one of these purples now. So we're also white and red. Where are my reds? Orange, green's the other one. I could set that up too, though. But I'd have to flip both of them. We'll try and set up the 3 first. I think the 3 is going to be better than setting up a 2. So we're going to move this over this way. And we're going to keep this card. So we're going to restock back up to 4. So we are good to go. We still haven't gotten any strikes because we managed to score something that turn. Now what do we got? We're going to score the 3. Easier one to go for. We actually might be able to score this other one as well. Oh, although I'm moving the thing, so it's not going to happen this turn. But maybe next turn. So we're going to discard this one here in order to swap these tiles. These 2 are nice to have. 2 green whites, provided we have green whites on the field at the time. We're going to discard this one to flip this this purple over to its blue side. And we're going to score this 3 card, green, orange, blue. So that is another card scored for this turn. So that saves us for this turn. We're going to keep this because we can score it next turn. It's a safety. We'll see what cards we get here, though. Okay, that 5 is going to be a bit of a pain, but we should try and get that out of the way. Where are we right now? That red has to go down to the bottom. That yellow has to go up to the top. So that is a tricky situation. Orange is going to be coming down anyway because, oh, we need an orange in the middle too, though. So we need to bring the red all the way down for that one. We also need an orange and green, which we can do currently. We can do the orange and green. We can score this. And we could score 2 this turn, possibly. No. We can score 1 this turn. Oh no, we can score 2 this turn. And then, because that has to turn into an orange anyway, so that actually would probably be pretty beneficial. So we're going to discard this white. We're going to flip this red over to its orange side. Put it straight so that it matches everything else. I actually think this one might just be crooked. I think the proper orientation is actually like this. So we can currently cash this one in, and then we can use this to move some stuff to set this up, because I really do want to try and get this one out of the way. So we're going to cash the 2 for the green and the orange being on the bottom and top rows. So that saves us for this round. We've done something this round. We're going to discard the yellow white, and we're going to move the orange down. We're going to hold on to this. We're going to draw our 3. So we got purple and blue. We can do that, provided I move the blue over, if we can't set anything else up here. We have a lot of white greens, which is actually really good. That's a really good scenario for us. A lot of white greens is a good setup, because it means we won't have to do much except for move them around the board. We won't have to worry about flipping them too much. Okay, so I need the other orange down here, and I need the yellow up here, because we're going to need to flip it to the black side. So what we're going to do is we're slowly going to make that happen. Slowly going to make that happen. We're going to flip these 2 first, just so that we can cash this, so that we won't end up taking a strike this turn. We're going to keep things rolling. So we're going to cash that so we don't have to worry about strikes just yet. And then we're going to discard this one, and we're going to shift these 2 here. And then we're going to keep holding on to these. We got our last 3 here. Oh man, I need the black in the corner. It would have been great to have that before. Would have been great to have that before. A red blue. A red blue. Red blue is possible if we move the orange up, but I don't want to move the orange up yet. I don't know if it's better. Well, I guess either way, we're going to have to move it 2 spaces. I was going to say, I don't know if it's better for us to move the yellow back over here first, or if it's better for us to move it up first. But it's better for us to get rid of the 5 first. So we're going to do that. I think we're taking a strike this turn to move some stuff around here. We're going to do this. We're going to take a strike this turn. Should I hold on to this? No, it's okay. We'll move this up for next turn. So we're taking 1 strike. We're holding on to this. So we're getting our hand back up to 4 here. And we've taken 1 strike. So now we are, oh man, those are both good. Those are both good. So we're going to discard this one here to flip the yellow tile over to its black side, which is supposed to be like this. To flip it over to its black side, we're going to cash this 5 since we have orange, orange, black. So we're safe for this turn. I kind of want to keep both of these because I can score both of these. We just need to flip this and this over to score this, and then we need to flip these 2 to score that. And we need to flip all of our greens anyway, one of which is already in the proper spot. And the other 2 aren't far behind, so that's not too bad. So I think we're actually going to hold on to both of these, and we're just going to draw 2 new cards here. Wow, okay. Well, that is a lot of, that's a lot of green. A lot of green white. Okay, we're going to, I guess we're going to start with getting the whites up. So we'll discard this one for the time being. We're going to flip this. We're going to cash this one so that we don't take a penalty this turn. Trying to think what our best move here is. We're going to discard this to flip this. We're not going to cash this yet, though. We're going to keep this for next turn, just in case. Just in case. Try and center these a bit more here. So we have a lot of green whites. We're lucky that we got a lot of green whites. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Okay, we're going to cash this just so we're safe for the turn. White needs to be on the far side for that to work. We're going to discard this to shift these 2. We're going to discard this, should discard it in the right spot at least, to flip this purple tile to make it a blue. We're going to hold on to this one. We cashed our 1, so we don't have to worry about discard or about taking a penalty this turn. The white, is that a second? Oh no, we shuffled, right? I was going to say, is that a second white red? Okay, we're going to discard this one. We're going to flip this white tile down here. We're going to cash this 1 with our white blue so we don't take a penalty this turn. We are going to discard this one. We're going to bring these down. We're going to hold on to this for next turn. Right, we have to get that black down to the bottom. Oh god, I need all the blues too. We've got reverse patterns here. That's okay. That shouldn't be too hard to do. Blue-red won't be hard to set up either, and seeing as we need to move that purple up to the top anyway, that'll actually be helpful. So we're going to start by caching the white tile here. We have our 3 white tiles in the correct spaces. And we're going to work on setting this up. So we're not going to worry about this for now. We're going to move these two. We're going to hold on to this. I guess we can discard this to just set this up now because we don't need this quite yet. I just need to, oh. I did the wrong thing here. Red was already there. So let's say we kept, well, actually, I guess let's say we kept this one then, I guess. So we discard that. We wanted to flip this to the red. That's what I wanted to do, red and blue. Okay, so we can cash this next turn. We're safe for next turn from taking a penalty. Is there anything I can move around? I guess I can move, oh, well, that blue's in place already, though. This needs to flip to be put into place. So I could discard this. I guess I'll discard this to set this up, and then once it pops up, we'll be able to do it. And then we're going to hold on to this one. So we have 3 cards here. So we're going to start by cashing the red-blue. We're safe for this turn again. We're really going to have to start working on all of these... we're going to have to start working on all of these green whites. And that black has to get back down to the corner too. So the green white. So we're going to discard this one for the time being. And we're going to flip this because that'll set up our green white for next turn. And then we will discard this one. And we will switch these to put that one into place. We're going to hold on to this for this turn. So we get this one. And we need 2 more here. That's a great setup with the way things are right now. And we got that back. Perfect. So the question is, do I do the blue now? Or do I wait on the blue? I really don't need to move the blues for anything. All of these are great cards to have with where these are right now. I do need to move some stuff around. That white-red is in there still, and I can't remember if the white was on top or if the red was on top. So I'm going to need to wait for that one to come back up before I move stuff around for it, because I don't remember. I think our better bet is to cash the blues for this turn. So that'll keep us safe. And then I think we just keep these, right? Because we're in a good position right now. We're in a good position right now to maintain the stuff that we have. So we're just going to hold on to the rest of our cards here. So red's on the bottom. Good to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to cash this one, which I'm starting to run out of room here. How high up does that go? Quite a bit. We're going to move all of these up here. Try to move all of these up here. Should be enough space for the rest of the cards. Okay, so we cash this one this turn. That saves us. We're going to discard this one to shift these, because that's going to save us for next turn. And then we can set this up, because it's pretty well already set up. So we're going to hold on to these 2. So this is our last 4 cards. We have 3 strikes left, which are going to end up happening, because we need to move that... that black back over to the corner, which hopefully is gonna get there within 3 turns. 1, 2, in 3 turns. That's not good. So what I need to do is I need to discard this one. I need that red there though, don't I? Shoot. Okay, so what I need to do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna discard this one to move these 2. We're gonna cash this for this turn, so that this turn's fine. These 2 are going to hold on to. Oh, but I just shifted the... Oh. Well, apparently things get harder at the end of the game. Early game, shifting stones, single player, apparently not the hard part of the game. Okay, so we're going to cache this one, I think, to spare us for this turn. We're going to discard to shift these two. Nope. We're going to discard to shift these two, which will set us up for next turn. And then we're going to discard this to shift these two. Does that work? I don't think that works, because I need the red. Well, that might work. We cached this turn, so we're safe. And then we're going to get these two back. And we're going to cache this one so that we're safe this turn. We're going to discard so that these two can move. We're going to discard so that these two can move. We get these two back. We use this so that we're safe for this turn. We discard this one to switch these two. This comes back. We did not... Oh no, I cached this turn. So then we discard these two to move these. I didn't cache anything this turn, so that's another penalty. I get this back. I discard this to flip this, which is another penalty because we didn't do anything. And then this turn, the white and red is set up. And that is Shifting Stones solo. We successfully completed the game by getting all 16 cards completed before getting 4 strikes. Now, it kind of feels like you're going to end up with those strikes at the end of the game, but this wasn't actually too bad. Obviously, there's quite a lot of cards in the game, so you can end up with different patterns, you know, every game that you play. But I think we got pretty lucky with getting a lot of whites and greens in this playthrough. But yeah, having to shift the black tile from all the way up there to over here. Luckily, we didn't have to do a lot of flipping. We didn't have to flip a lot of tiles, which is good. We just had to shift a lot of tiles around. But this wasn't too bad. I actually enjoyed this solo mode quite a bit. Definitely a little different as far as puzzle games go, and having a solo option is always nice. But that is pretty much it for Shifting Stones solo mode. We managed to complete it only using 3 strikes. And that's that. So thank you guys for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're over on Instagram, you can follow us at Board Games Are For Everybody on Instagram. We just paste, I guess we could paste stuff. We just post photos of games that we're playing as well as stuff that we pick up. If you're over on Board Game Arena, you can send me a friend invite at Games Are For Everybody. Just Games Are For Everybody over on Board Game Arena, and maybe we can play a game sometime. But that is it for solo mode of Shifting Stones. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I will see you all next time. Until then, just remember that board games are for everybody. And until then, peace.